My name is Marcin Kierdelewicz. I'm Alliance Director at Canonical, together with Eric Kessels.
I'm CTO of Fairbanks, and we are a business partner of Canonical in the Netherlands.
We do work together. I'm sure you know a little bit about Canonical, what we do. But again, what we like to bring you a real technology to this stage. And today, for this technical session, we also want to show you a little bit more about what we're doing, why we think this is great, and also show you actually the real tools that we deploy. This conference is all about OpenStack, and I don't know, how much you know about adoption of OpenStack, but we just put a couple of slides just to prove why people build OpenStack clouds on top of Ubuntu. We actually own 55% of production deployments of all OpenStack and 80% of large deployments of OpenStacks around the world. We're winning market. We're bringing a leading product, tools to support the deployments and making the IT deployment easy, as well as we win ecosystem. As John Zanos was talking during the keynote, we have ecosystems of SDN vendors and other vendors based in our interoperability lab. Very quickly, I just want to mention that Ubuntu OpenStack is the only OpenStack that you're going to find that is truly vendor agnostic. A lot of people talk here about OpenStack and open source, and I've been working for now 4 different vendors, open source vendors, and I can genuinely confirm that Canonical is really the closest to the core what people mean by open source, and of course you know what that means. But actually our software, our OpenStack will run on various hardware platforms, so you can use any x86, any ARM, any Power. We build OpenStack on top of that with the hypervisor of your choice, and then on top of that you can run any system that you would like to run, including any kind of Linux, Unix, or Windows type of OS. Not everybody knows that the releases of Canonical OpenStack are completely aligned with releases of OpenStack project itself. So each time, every 6 months, OpenStack is released. Just a couple of weeks after that, and those are like two weeks after that, we release a Canonical Ubuntu OpenStack version, which is very aligned. The same on the support side. We have short and long-term support cycles that are exactly aligned with OpenStack Foundation. What it means to you is you're going to actually have an easier deployments. You can do easier deployments. You can have an easy support contracts, and like one of our customers was talking today, we're just able to progress with your project smoothly. I have mentioned an oil, and John was saying in the morning about the OpenStack Interoperability Lab. This is a physical lab, actually, that we have in Boston, where we have all this hardware, software, and we build those clouds. And some of you probably heard about the OpenStack Innovation Center that Intel is launching with Rackspace at the moment. We have that physical lab for a number of years already, with various vendors present there. Now, on this session, we really want to focus, together with Eric, to show you, what is the other values that we're bringing to the table. Yes, there is high adoption of Ubuntu OpenStack on the market already, but why is this happening? Why are people using Ubuntu? Because it's easy, because it works, because we give you the full set of tools that are supporting your IT projects and deployments of your IT infrastructure, and not only. There's four tools presented here. There is MAS, Metal as a Service. Can you raise a hand who knows what MAS is? Great, thank you very much. Can you raise a hand if you're using actively MAS? Okay, great. So today we hope we'll help you with the adoption of Mass a little bit. Now, Juju is our service modeling and orchestration tool. This is a product that we're bringing to you in order to build OpenStack. So when you saw the autopilot presentation from John, actually it's Juju that is running in the back and executing those technical, difficult configuration scripts. You can build OpenStack with Juju, but you can also deploy your software on top of OpenStack with Juju. And not only OpenStack, because you can deploy on Azure, Amazon, and any other cloud or bare metal. Can you raise a hand who was using or considering Juju? Okay, it's a little less than Mass, because it's a pretty new project. So I'm not going to ask who is using it. In the production. Now, Landscape is a product that we have to monitor and upgrade your Ubuntu infrastructure. So all the systems that you're running on Ubuntu can be very easy monitored with that. And Autopilot is something what you've seen already. Now we want to focus a little bit on actually showing you the product. So Mass is an automated bare metal provisioning system, and it's not only that we want to show you a couple of slides, but I would like to ask Eric to actually show us a little bit of Mass. And as you can see, it's real. I just lost the VPN connection, so I'm going to connect to our lab again. Let's hope we're going to see connection here in a minute, and we should be able to connect. Has been successfully established. That's the good news. So if we try and refresh, hey, we've got a Mass.
That's good to see. Okay, good. So Mass, this is the starting screen when you log in to Mass. The nice thing about it is that it doesn't only manage your physical hardware, but it can also manage your virtual machines. The only thing that you really need to have to let's do Mass's work is have a PXE boot. So when you want to enlist physical machines into Mass, it just has to PXE boot, and Mass does all the rest to get the machine inside of Mass, so Juju can use it for OpenStack. So that's the only thing, that's the only real requirement that you have. And of course, you need to have a network, but that's obvious. So when the machine is PXE booting, it will get an image from Mass, and then it will investigate the hardware. So it will look for, okay, what's the CPU, what's the memory, what kind of network cards are inside of it. And another thing, what it will investigate the API interfaces that are in the machines. So when the machine is booting up and Mass has detected it, then it will be enlisted within Mass. So if you look at the machine, what you can see behind it is that you will see that it will have all the information that you need to have for this specific machine. So it needs to come up in a minute. Okay, there it is. So this is all the information that Mass has detected when it does the first boot, when it gets the PXE boot image. And Mass can also control the power, so you don't have to go to the data center and put the machine on. You can do that from Mass, so Mass can also control the power of the machines. And you have different kind of power drivers, so even if it's iDRAC or it's EPMI or it is just a virtual machine, you can power off and power on the machine from within Mass. So when it's detected, you can also specify what the function is for this specific machine. So you have the tags. And this is great because not all your physical hardware inside your data center is a compute node. Maybe some are storage, maybe some are networking. So what you can do within Mass, you can tag them. So you can say, okay, this machine needs only to be compute, this machine needs only to be storage. So when you deploy a machine from Juju, you make sure, when you specify the tag, that your compute is also coming on the compute node hardware. So that's what you need for Mass. Another thing for Mass is you can also use custom images. So, of course, when you pre-install it, you will get the Ubuntu image to deploy on the machines. but you also have the ability to put in your own custom images to run on your hardware. So it is not only for deploying OpenStack, but you can still use it for other kind of purposes, just to do your bare metal provisioning. Okay, I think go to the next step.
Thank you very much, Eric, for that. Just like Eric said, this is the software that we're using for provisioning hardware. So when you've got an OpenStack ready, and you reach kind of your hardware capacity, and you come with the new rack, and they deliver it to your data center, you just plug it in, and Maz will automatically investigate what you have within this rack. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's only Pixie booting. Yeah.
We are. So the Pixie boot is what we support at the moment. Now, the product manager responsible for Maz did actually an internal presentation for us where he was showing a couple of other technologies that exist on the market that we should support. So you could probably expect something new happening within the product. Now Maz, as the rest of our software, is an open source project. So if you have something specific in mind, like specific for your solutions or for your hardware, then of course you're more than welcome to join the project and and contribute as well. Yeah, that's how we work. Yeah. That's how we work.
Good question.
Oops. Now, I will focus a little bit on Juju because not that many people have used it, and this is a fantastic tool that you definitely should start using it today. So what Juju is a way you model your services that will be deployed within your cloud, any cloud, or a bare metal, where you actually use a graphical user interface to model your deployment, which will look exactly the same as the model that your CIO has drawn on his whiteboard. So you can actually move that picture from the whiteboard onto a Juju. What you do after that is you create connections between different elements. So if you're deploying some enterprise applications that needs to have a connection to a database, you just link it together. You specify how it should be connected. Okay. Now after you create the service model, what you can do is you can specify the hardware layer that you want to deploy on top of, and it might be a cloud or it might be a bare metal. And like Eric mentioned, you can also use only tags within this hardware resource provisioning. So you don't need to specify on what physical machine you're going to deploy. You can say if you're deploying a Hadoop cluster, you want to deploy it on a compute node. And it's going to be enough that you just specify, a compute tag, and Juju, when you click a commit button to actually deploy everything, it will find a compute node based on the tag from the Maz and deploy that software specifically on, that best performing, machine that you have in your data center. And of course, we want to show you that. How it looks like. Eric, please.
Another nice thing of Juju is that you not only have Maz as your resource provider, you even can use Azure, you can use OpenStack, so you have multiple choices to have the resources available to deploy your workloads on. So when you have an environment and you don't have anything deployed yet, there is an online charm store where all the charms are there that are validated by Canonical that you can use for deployment. And as Marcin said, Juju is not only for OpenStack, but you can use different kind of deployments for services. So let's say I want to have an MySQL environment. I can just drag the charm into the screen, And then on that stage, when I'm pressing commit, just an easy example, it will deploy the MySQL database onto some kind of hardware, what's in the resource provider. So the resource provider could be a physical machine that's within Maas, but it even could be a virtual machine that lives in the Azure cloud.
Just a short question.
Yeah.
Are you also able to separate networks and etc.?
Yeah.
We are actually,
Yeah.
yes, we are. So I don't. Let me have a look. You could do that exactly in the same way. So you just do it through resources, but I could show you a contrail deployment example. It's a Horizon I clicked on, so let's try this one.
Maybe we can show it later on after the demo.
Yeah.
But you can, yeah.
We'll show it. Yeah, you can, and then we'll wait until it deploys.
So I just can add another service. I can just look for, let's say, WordPress. I can drag it on the screen. I can build a relation to it. So I can, I'll stick it to the MySQL database. And when I'm pressing commit in this stage, it will deploy WordPress and it will automatically link with the MySQL database. So you don't have to specify the parameters. Of course, you have to think before you deploy something like that, but it's very easy to do. In this way, I just deployed charm by charm. I first deployed WordPress, and then I deployed MySQL, and then I deployed, and then I made a relationship. But you even have the possibility to use bundles. So what you do then is that you completely deploy an OpenStack environment in one go. So when I'm searching for OpenStack, I get a list of the bundles and all the charms that are related to OpenStack, and this is the bundle that will deploy a complete OpenStack environment. So when I'm dragging,
I'll just click on it, and then
it will deploy. So as you see, the bundle is something where all the charms are stick together, the relations are already predefined. So in this stage, when I'm pressing commit, it will deploy an OpenStack environment completely in one go. Of course, these are predefined charms, so they are predefined, but the nice thing also from Juju is you can build your own. So you can build your own charms in the way that you want to deploy your applications, and therefore you can also use charm for that. So you can build your own private charm store, if you like, to deploy other kind of workloads other than OpenStack or the basic ones that are listed in here. Okay.
Thank you, Eric. And just think about how that can help your IT organization to actually deliver the projects quicker. Think of how quickly you can do proof of concept. Now, think about how you can start a new procurement processes within your organization, right? Today you issue RFI, RFPs, RFQs, and go traditional way. But actually, we're using tools like Juju. You could just go to market and say, show me an example. Show me an example that works, that we want to test, okay, as a part of your procurement process. Now, if you're a service provider or if you're a system integrator, think about how quickly you can do proof of concepts, right? Usually it takes a couple of weeks for a company to prepare to proof of concept. Actually, you can create bundles for your proof of concepts. You can save them. You can have your own private repository for Juju, and then you can just a day before you can deploy the bundle, click commit button, and then you're done. Yes?
Yep.
About WordPress, where can I find the IP address for it? So you build the service, but how can we...
Okay. You want to show the resources? Yeah.
So every instantiation has a config. So when you double click on it, down here you have all the parameters for WordPress. So these are the parameters in the way that you deploy the WordPress configuration. And on this side, you see where WordPress is deployed. So in this case, it's auto-placed, so it will automatically place the WordPress on one physical machine. And you can zoom into it.
Can you? Yeah, if you click that, it's more. Okay.
But it will be, if I drill down to this one, then I will get the machine and the IP address where WordPress is located.
So there's two ways, or even, yeah, there's two ways. There is an automatic way of deploying it on available resources, where you actually don't specify an IP address, and the way you need to do that is, you just, to your deployment service, you want to add an DNS, service or whatever, that's just going to point to that WordPress, so you find it that way, okay? Or actually, we did it automatically, but you could also manually specify on specifically, what sort of, server or even, VM you want to deploy it on.
Okay. You have to do make a relation to Apache also, because you need Apache to.
Of course. So we're not doing a full Juju training here. We just want to show you a concept and show you, how easy it is to drag and drop, a couple of elements and actually have a full deployment ready. And yes, with kind of MySQL and WordPress, it's an easy deployment on top of, Apache PHP, right? For instance, with the complex, OpenStack deployment, it's going to take you a little bit more time, right, to kind of build your ideal picture of your OpenStack deployment. For some reason, I cannot connect to that network, to that deployment that we have actually specified in OpenStack and network separately. But please come to our stand, and we'll be there, and we will make it work. I think this is just another VPN that I should use for that.
There was another question on the top there. Yeah, did you have a question on top? Yeah.
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Not only on that, but actually you can deploy on top of Windows. There is a company that is deploying the SharePoints and and SQL servers on top of Windows servers. Juju as the orchestration for now needs to run on Ubuntu. So Juju server needs to be Ubuntu, yes. But then it can deploy on anything that you want, yes.
Okay, good. There's another question on front.
Yes, so there is a command line interface to that, of course. Now more, it is very heavily API'd as well. So every command, etc., has an API. So you can use any third-party systems to actually access the APIs and launch the Juju deployment processes. What a lot of customers are doing as well is when they have their existing scripts, like Chef, Puppet, or Ansible scripts, and they would like to use it with Juju, you can actually wrap those into what we call the Juju charm, so this little icon, and you can deploy the scripts that you have built over the last number of years. Yes.
I wonder if you deploy a charm and the Juju server is crashing. Is that somehow redundant? What happens with the deployment?
So we do support for HAs, for high availability on Juju, but there's two aspects to that. Because you need Juju only when you do deployment. That's one thing. When you have deployed that application already, you can switch Juju off. So you don't need that. So you need to make sure that the application has HA. Okay. So obviously you need to use applications that will have high availability. On the other hand, yes, we offer you a Juju in a high availability mode as well. Yeah.
Okay, good. We have 10 minutes.
Okay, so again, it's not that because I work at Canonical and it's not that Eric is our partner, but this tool is really, when we show it to our customers, to our partners, you know, they really see how it changes the whole IT and, you know, how you can transfer the message from, you know, the CIO or product managers who, you know, build their ideas on the whiteboard into actually a physical deployment. Now think about this, we were just showing a simple examples of deploying, you know, a WordPress or infrastructure as a service, but you can actually use it for your, you know, service provisioning, etc. Now the next tool we want to show is a landscape. Again, one question, how many people know what landscape is? Can you raise your hand? Okay, and how many people are using landscape? Yeah, few, okay, few here. So landscape is our administration, monitoring, and management tool for Ubuntu systems. So when you're running systems on top of Ubuntu, you know, you will have different tools. You will always have Ubuntu OS somewhere. You know, you'll have probably Ubuntu OpenStack, etc. So what you need is you need to have a monitoring system to see that everything is up and running, that everything is healthy, and also a tool that will let you do, you know, all the patching, updates, etc. Right? And if you have a large infrastructure with, you know, hundreds or thousands of servers, that becomes, or VMs, that becomes even more required. So we use landscape for that, and again, I'll ask Eric to show us landscape.
One nice thing from landscape is that it, even as mass, it will show you the physical machines, it shows you the virtual machines, and it also shows you the LXC containers when you have deployed one. So in this stage, in this screen, you see that I have a Juju machine -0 LXC. That's just an LXC container. So it can manage all different kind of resources. It must be an Ubuntu machine, of course. So when I'm zooming into one of the machines, let's refresh the screen for a minute. Okay, there it goes. So when you zoom into the machine, you can see the resources that the machine has. You can investigate the hardware. So you see what's on it, what type of machine is it. So it has all been done by a landscape agent that is installed on top of the resource. And you can do the monitoring part. So there you can see how the machine is running.
This is only possible with Ubuntu machines?
Yeah.
That is monitoring only Ubuntu tools, yes. Yes. So, you know, for various vendors, you will have probably, you know, other tools. Now there are tools that exist that are across, you know, like open source projects that are across, you know, couple of OSs, and we see that some of customers are integrated landscape into it through API, etc. But then you get that information through landscape.
Yeah. And what you also can do, and that's also what Marcin already said, is that the packages are also investigated on the Ubuntu machine, and you can do upgrades on top of that. So you can do patch manage within landscape, and of course that's important to keep all the machines up and running. But you keep on control by doing it by yourselves. So, but you can do it automatically, but I think in most cases you will do it by hand. But from landscape, you can just say, okay, I have 10 machines, I want to upgrade them, and then you can just start off the command and you can do that. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. And part of a landscape is also the autopilot. Do we want to share a little bit?
Yeah, of course. That the autopilot is what you saw in this morning, what John showed you. So the nice thing of it is when you have a mass server up and running, and you install you install Landscape in your environment, you can deploy an OpenStack environment straight from Landscape. So what it will do then, it will create a Juju bootstrap node, it will make all the charms ready for deployment, and from Landscape, you can just deploy a complete OpenStack environment from it. And in this case, you are looking at the screen where John this morning deployed an OpenStack environment, and as you see, the environment is up and running, and I can show you because I can log into the machine. It will provide me the IP address of the.
Probably you want to copy
the
password from the previous.
Yeah, go back one slide. Yeah. This is my nice Horizon dashboard login screen.
I know how difficult it is not to use not your computer and the keyboard. So
just give me a second.
And I've heard that from John in the morning as well.
Copying something is difficult. Can you is it just like this?
Yeah.
And then?
And then right click. Oh yeah, because it's not right click.
I'm used to Windows.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Sorry, guys. Yeah, just joking. Okay, now it will log into my OpenStack environment. And it's up and running. I can see if I click on hypervisors, I will see all the machines are up and running, and that's the environment that John deployed this morning. So you all see that it worked, and that was not only a nice slide on the screen. Okay?
Yeah.
I think we're all done already.
Any questions to Landscape and Autopilot?
Can Landscape do its own discovery if you implement it later than you installed your Ubuntu server?
That's a very good question, and we love it because actually it does. So you can use Landscape for your existing Ubuntu systems, of course, and you can use it, you know, both on a kind of hosted environment, and then you can also use it, you know, on your dedicated Landscape server within your enterprise network. Correct. It will discover, yes. It will discover, and then you can monitor and decide, you know, what you want to do with certain systems, etc. Yes.
And if you have already, for example, running OpenStack environment based on Ubuntu, you can just deploy Landscape with a Juju charm, and then from Juju you can deploy all the agents to all the machines that you have in your cloud. So, so you don't have to start completely from scratch when you want to use Landscape. And
just to add to that, if you're on the release that is older than, you know, two most recent releases, you know how difficult it is to upgrade. So again, you know, that might be the tool that you want to consider.
Okay, good. More questions? No, there?
Yeah, there's. Of course, yeah, there is a, so Maz and Juju are open source projects, completely you can download them. You can get also a trial, request a trial version on Landscape at ubuntu.com.
The nice thing is that when you download the tools, they are exactly the same versions that you will get when you, for example, get a bootstack or you build a new OpenStack environment. All the tools are exactly the same. So what you experience at home, you will get it when you have a service from Canonical to run an OpenStack environment for it. More questions?
Yeah.
Hardware requirements for testing Landscape. I think there were a minimum number of physical servers needed.
For Landscape, there's no minimum. We have a minimum for kind of deployed like a managed OpenStack cloud service. Yes, we don't deploy, you know, OpenStack on just one or two or three nodes as some vendors do. You know, we would like to give you a full experience of OpenStack from the day one. But no, for Landscape there's no limitation. Yes, there's no limitation.
Yeah, just the minimum is one. But if you want to use the autopilot, so what you saw, you need to have a minimum of 5 machines to let autopilot deploy it. So that's a minimum if you want to use autopilot.
Yep. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.